Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's AJ Wrights Crypto, and today I want to make an unconventional type of video. You know, we do a lot of trash talk at the office. We're always making fun of each other, typical guy banter. And I think it's time to do it once and for all. On this video, with you two fine gentlemen right here, I want to talk about our 5 top picks for the coming bull run, and we're going to then, maybe make portfolios and keep track over time who wins. I think, sometimes we could pump, we could dump, we could, it could be a clear winner over time. But I think it'd be something fun to do in the office just for, to add to the trash talk and to honestly give you guys an opinion on what we're thinking for our top 5 picks this bull run. So first off, I want to throw it to you, JChains. I think you're going to start with you. What do you got, man?
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for allowing us to do this. All right. So for my first pick, I would like to set the record straight. The RWA king here in the office is myself.
Nice Vchain hat.
Thank you. Thank you. The record will state that back in November of last year, I switched the narrative of my show to RWAs. And so that being said, my first pick, but a lot of information has come from Ben. So using that knowledge, you guys know, obviously, Ondo is my #1 pick, and that's because the RWA infrastructure, or the RWA ecosystem, the set growth that we're going to experience over the next 6 years to 2030, projected 16 trillion to 30 trillion. Come on. Massive.
Sergey Nazarov just said RWA will have a higher market cap than all of crypto.
Yep.
Super possible. That Boston Consultant Group study that you're referring to with that massive trajectory, that if you actually read the actual study from the Boston Consultant Group, there's actually like an asterisk in there that says that projection is a light.
It's very conservative.
Very
right?
conservative projection.
And that's why I like to slide it up to from 16 to 30 trillion, because really it's probably going to 30 to 50 trillion.
Yep.
But conservatively, we like to say a little bit less. All right. Next one. Another one that we've gotten that we've talked a lot about, Pith Network. That's my #2.
Okay.
I think, Chainlink has been the narrative around Chainlink and the Oracle solution was always great. But now knowing that Solana is the king, at least of where the blockchains are going for using, right, where people are actually using activity, Pith is going to be the one that's going to rise to the top there.
Does the cliff nature of its tokenomics bother you?
I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to that. Like, same thing with Ondo, right? Like, with Ondo, you got to remember, January 18th, they're unlocking like 134% of the current circulating supply, right?
Only
so
about 12%.
134%?
Right, yeah. So they've only got 10 or 12% out in circulating supply right now. And so it's another 134% going out into on the 18th of January. So, for me, like, even thinking about that, like, the bull run's got to kick off before the end of the year.
That's the retrace.
For that to really make a whole lot of sense. And then you buy that dip, you do what you got to do, rinse, wash, repeat.
Sure.
So Pith was #2. That leading into why I said Pith was Solana is going to be my #3 pick. I think the VC activity, the meme coin activity, all the activity that you see on Solana, that's not going to stop anytime soon, in my opinion. You're going to see some other chains fight for some of the attention. I know Base has got like a huge fund that they're saving to bring in mass adoption. We're just not there quite yet. So I think Solana is going to rule as far as these chains go.
Sure.
All right, #4. Gaming. Gaming is going to play a huge role in the mass adoption of the retail side of crypto, right? Huge. With that being said, my pick for the gaming sector is going to be IMX.
Okay.
I think they're supposed to have a very busy this year and early next year with a lot of releases. I think that they are, in conjunction with a lot of other studios like Epic and all that stuff, I think they are going to rule the roost when it comes to Web3 gaming. We're still a number of years away from that, from any kind of like Ready Player One kind of thing for like Metaverse, but IMX I think is going to run the charge there.
Okay.
That's 4.
Okay, so there's 4. We're going to do 4, and then at the end, we're all going to give our last pick. And I think there's a lot of emphasis given to the last pick. I know, Ben, that you would like to go last, so
Yes.
I'll go now.
I like to finish last.
I'll give my before I give my first 4 of my 5 picks, JChain, since you are wearing a Vchain hat and you didn't say Vchain, can we trade hats just while I do this segment really quick?
No.
Okay, fine.
Of course.
Well, okay. All right, so my first pick is going to be Vchain. The UFC partnership is completely slept on. One of the largest label sponsorships in all of crypto. Also, the sponsorship with the Boston Consulting Group that they are using to determine, which sectors, which verticals should we aim at. Where Boston Consulting Group has led them to sustainability with the VBetter DAO. We already know, and real world assets, RWAs, and what they already have. Supply chain tight directives from Vchain, with the combination of these verticals, I think it's impossible for Vchain to have a bad bull run. Do I think it's going to be the top performing coin in the top 100? I don't, but I think it's going to be a rock solid down the middle type flex fantasy pick. I think it's a great project across the board. I'm going to have to go with the Graph. I'm going to have to go with Jasmy. I'm going to have to go with Algorand. For a lot of the same reasons. All of those projects are right down the middle, rock solid. And out of those four, I kind of think Jasmy might be a rocket ship this bull run. So there's my first four. Bitboy, I know you've been wanting to talk this whole time.
Really quick about Vchain, because I am VFAM as well.
Sure.
I love this. Last run, 28 cents was the all-time high that it got to.
Yep.
It was really 25 cents was that number. It popped up for a couple days and then boom, went straight down.
Yep.
Do you think we're going to see all-time high this run?
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I think we're... It could go to 60, 70 cents, dude.
I
think it's going to have a run. I really do.
Yeah, I think those are all really solid picks as well. I don't disagree with any of these picks. I think they're all pretty good. But I do know what their picks are, and I had 4 of my 5 have already been named. And so I decided to pick 5 completely different coins. And the reason why is because these coins, I believe, have a chance. I think these coins that I'm going to say today, I think every single one of them is the potential to have the top run in this bull run.
Okay.
I think all 5 of these have that potential. So we're going to start off number 1 with XRP, obviously, right? That was the one that they did not name that I had. Right, shout out to XRP Army, Master and Commander. Here's the thing. We just got the news that the Grayscale XRP Trust is going to launch.
That's big.
That's big. What people need to realize is that paves the way for an ETF to come. So we are probably looking at an XRP ETF, at least application getting filed maybe by the end of this year, potentially early next year, mid next year sometime. And then we also have the XRP IPO that will, or the Ripple IPO, excuse me, that will be coming probably towards the end of this bull run, I believe, maybe the middle. So I think XRP is set up really, really good. Next, I'm going to put Render. The new token is RENDER. It used to be an RNDR. But Render, they're working with Apple. I mean, Apple is using their Render technology. You can't say this isn't use case. And Render had an absolutely massive run. And now they've kind of redone things with the token, and it's set up again, and it's going to have a massive run again. Next, we're going to go with BitTensor. BitTensor is an AI project, and BitTensor Tau, T-A-O, is the ticker. It is another one of these projects that had a really massive run up in the beginning, and I think it's going to repeat. Why? You see, a lot of these coins that we're talking about today, they are, or that I'm giving today, they're playing into the narrative of what's going on right now. Like XRP, what's going on right now? Institutional adoption, right? The banking system is changing, right? Right now, the stuff is happening, plus the SEC stuff ending. Then you look at Render, you say, right now, Apple is using them. Like, what in the world? That's so crazy. Right now, Apple is using them. BitTensor, guys, AI is going to be a massive, massive, massive narrative here. And that's why one of my other coins, I changed one. I was going to say Near Protocol, but I'm going to leave Near off this list.
It's a good pick, though.
It is a good pick, but I didn't like that they were hacked, and there's some different stuff. Like I'm just holding back a little bit on Near for right now. But I would say next is ASI.
Oh, yeah.
Right. ASI, same thing as BitTensor.
Yep.
The AI narrative, especially as quantum computing starts to rise up, is going to be so unbelievably big. Ben Goertzel behind ASI, the father of, the father of AI in a lot of ways, in the United States especially. And I think it's a really good pick. So I think that those 4 right there are, really easy slam dunk winners.
Totally. And I think all of the picks across the board, I mean, I think it would be interesting if we had our individual portfolios with even distribution and then did a portfolio with all of our picks just to see how it performs to the individual. I think that might be something fun to go down. Yeah. I like a lot of your picks there. I think, the Graph has the AI connection. Algorand's getting into AI now. I think that there's a lot of, you want to have AI exposure for sure. But so we got to go to our 5th and final pick, which is like the emphasis type pick. JChains, you started off. What do you got for your 5th and final?
All right, so this one I'm gonna go a little bit more DGen, a little bit more small cap, right? So I fought Karate Combat Fight. They were my sponsor. Squid Grow is actually, at the time of filming this, today is the migration. They are going from being multi-chain from BNB.
Yep.
And ETH, just to ETH. So the contract migration's happening today. Shibtoshi, he's just a fantastic guy.
He's great.
Had a chance to chat with him on many chances, and his team, their community. Shout out to them. I love that pick. I love what they're doing with Silent Swap. One of the things that's forgotten about in crypto is privacy, and so we'd like to trade off conveniences and stuff for privacy. And so that's my pick, my fifth final pick for this one.
Just side note, we didn't talk about this today. Did you guys know Monero was cracked today?
No.
What?
Yeah, Monero's been cracked. John Vibe sent me all the articles. He wrote a video on it. Basically, the way that they did it is it had something to do with them basically doing something similar to a 51% attack, but it wasn't to take over the network. It was just to collect IP addresses.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people out there that are busted.
The privacy.
Chainalysis did. It was Chainalysis.
Privacy got broken.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a peek in the window of Monero. It's very unfortunate.
Wow.
That is wild. And also, I do like that pick, Squid Grow. Silent Swap is a partner of my channel. I'm good friends with Satoshi, good friends with Tina. That whole team's awesome. They're really good people. Certainly put that one on your radar. But for my fifth and final pick, I'm going to have to go with Sui. I'm going to have to go with Sui. I've been and with that, just because a coin's not in my top 5 doesn't mean I don't hold it. I love Hedera. I love Ondo. I love Cardano. There's a lot of really good coins, but when you just got to pick 5, you really got to think to yourself, kind of put your personal stuff aside and think, what you really think is going to rock. And when it comes to Sui, I've been day trading Sui a lot. I think it's so fast. It works so well. And I think from the hype perspective compared with the speed perspective, and it kind of being like a fresh new coin, it's a this cycle coin.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't sleep on Sui, man. I think it's going to be a rock star. And I do want to say, Ben, before you give your fifth and final pick, I really like your ASI pick. That chart has been fire to trade, day trade lately. That's a rock solid pick as well. So there you go. What's your fifth and final?
Well, I think your Sui pick was really good. Obviously, that was one of the ones that I wanted to name. GRT was one I considered. Obviously, Ondo and Pith and Solana are all coins that I think are going to do really, really well. There are other coins as well, but those are the ones I really like the most. And, I was thinking, I had several coins I could put here, but I want to put one for emphasis. And, I definitely think that MPLX is one to watch. MPLX on Solana. This one, I've got some kind of inside info that was passed to me via a third party that will remain anonymous. And I will tell you that MPLX is going to explode. If you don't know what it is, it's a coin that has to do with the fees from Solana NFTs. 99% of the fees on Solana are done with I can't remember what the name of the protocol is, the protocol that they use now for Solana. And MPLX, the Metaplex Foundation, they created the new encryption standard or standard NFT standard, whatever it is for Solana. And so what's happening is they've got millions and millions and millions of dollars in Solana that they earn from the fees. And what they're going to do is they're going to use that Solana. Most likely there's going to be there's a DAO, and the DAO going to vote on it at some point, but most likely they're going to vote to buy back Metaplex tokens with the funds that were the Solana funds that they've been holding and have been created. 50% of the funds I think are going to the buyback and all these Solana fees. So every time an NFT sells on Solana, that there's money that's going into Metaplex in Solana that they're going to use to do a buyback potentially and buy back a lot of those coins. And when they do that, that price is going to absolutely rip. Metaplex is one. It's heavily involved with Solana NFTs. Solana is the chain of this bull run for sure. Sui, definitely the best blockchain, I think, but Solana is the blockchain of this bull run, and there's going to be a lot of fees. I don't know how well NFTs are going to do. I don't know if they're coming back, but what I do know is my play with this coin is to ride it until that spike happens. And when that spike happens, then I'm going to get out of it. And not all my position. I'll leave a moon bag and stuff. But what you're really waiting on, you're waiting for that big come up because it's going to come.
Right.
So there you go.
Awesome. There we go. Well, there you go, everybody. You heard it here. I'll put a little thing on the screen right now with our names and the portfolio so you can see what it is. We'll keep track of it over time. I do appreciate both of you guys for coming on the show today. Everybody in the comments, let me know, who do you think just built the best portfolio on this show? Definitely vote for your boy AJ. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked. Later.
Peace.